Hey everyone, we're doing this a little early this time. Doug Maurice here in my basement. You know the chair, you know the blankets. We're talking Cavs, Celtics, just like we did after Game 1, just like we did after Game 2. But this time we're doing it at halftime of Game 3 because, I don't know, what's the point of waiting, right? These things are like over. Here's what I want to talk about, this three-point shooting by the Cavs as we move in on halftime here. It's unbelievable. Canals in first. It's unbelievable. And I want to talk about the Cavs' three-point shooting as it relates to the Warriors' three-point shooting. And we are going to see a finals where Cleveland shoots the three as well or better than Golden State. Cleveland has learned to do the thing that the Warriors do best. And they are doing it as well or better than them right now. And when you see what the Cavs are doing, I'm trying to look at the live stats right now. Kevin Love, 6 of 8 on three-pointers in the first half. Kyrie Irving, 4 of 4. 12 of 19 as a team. They're shooting 63% from three. We know Golden State's a really good defensive team, and through the season was a better defensive team. Again, Joe Varden and Chris Fedor are guys at cleveland.com who've covered the Cavs all year. The big thing I know that Fedor has talked about is that they're both great offensive teams, Golden State and the Cavs, but the way the Warriors defend is maybe what separates them. But to me, how can you defend the Cavs? How is any team going to defend the Cavs when they continue to shoot the three like this, and then they have what LeBron and Kyrie Irving and everybody else can do going to the basket? I did not know that they would be able to keep it up to this extent through the entire regular season, into the postseason. Here we are again. We were talking before this series started, before the Eastern Conference Finals started. LeBron was shooting 43% from three. We thought that's going to be hard to keep up. But with what Kevin Love is doing right now 7 of 10 from three-point range in the first half, I don't know how you defend them, right? I don't know how you're going to defend the Cavs. So tell me what you think of Cleveland shooting the three, what you think of the Cavs matching up shooting the three against a Golden State team that we know relies on that, right? I got to get on Twitter here and tell people to come join us. That is the thing that continues to amaze me. That is the thing that continues to amaze me, that the Cavs shoot threes like this. Let me get the stats. In the playoffs, going into this Game 3, right, in the total playoffs, Cavs were shooting 43% from three-point range. Golden State shooting 39%, right? We know, I see Art, Music, Food, Life checking in. We know the Warriors are going to defend better. And we know, and Chris Fedor has made this point a lot, it's hard with the Cavs. You don't want to let LeBron and let Kyrie and let other guys just get to the rim at will. So you want to help on them, but then you leave shooters open. You have to see a team be disciplined enough to try to guard them one-on-one and not let the shooters get open like that, because they are making everything from three-point range. 13 of 21 in the first half right now. As we tick down here, I might be a little bit behind. I don't have the TV on. So listen, that's the thing that do you think that the Cavs can continue to shoot three-pointers at this rate? Or what can Golden State do about that? Because that is the thing that continues to amaze me the most through this postseason about the Cavs. I've been waiting for that to go away a little bit. I've been waiting for them to cool off a little bit, right? And instead, it continues. Let's look at some numbers here. Three-point shooting percentage going into Game 3, and they're super hot tonight, shooting 60% in the first half from three. LeBron coming into this game, 45.8% on three-pointers. Kyrie Irving, 29%. Could be a little better. Kevin Love, 45%. Channing Frye, not shooting as many, obviously, 55%. Kyle Korver, 43%. J.R. Smith, 44%. I don't know what the Warriors are going to do with that, because that is a great way. We saw Steph Curry change basketball the last couple of years with the way he's made that three-point shot the most. Everybody does it, but he does it better than anybody else. So what do the Cavs do? The Cavs do that now. That's what the Cavs do now. They match that, and the result is 20-point leads at halftime, right? That I can't get over. That I can't get over. So, do you think that can continue? Art, music, food, life wants to know how old I am, mister. I'm old, right? Listen. It's okay. Here's the we can't get mad at the Cavs and the Warriors for not playing anybody yet in the playoffs. We know that the Celtics don't have Isaiah Thomas. We know that the Spurs haven't had Kawhi Leonard. But can we not judge the Cavs and the Warriors and how good they are within themselves without only relying on the fact that nobody's played anyone yet? They're going to get tested. We're going to figure it out. So you don't think the Cavs are going to be able to score on some level in the finals? You don't think that's going to continue to a great extent? Yeah, it's going to be harder. It's going to be harder, but that's why the Cavs aren't shooting 40% from three. They're shooting 60% from three tonight, right? So I don't know. I think that this is something that's going to be a problem for Golden State because this offense continues to run at such a high level as we get to halftime here. It continues to run at such a high level when Kevin Love is doing this. How do you stop the Cavs when Kevin Love is doing this? Tell me what you think of Kevin Love so far. Are you surprised at all by Kevin Love? A lot of people think maybe there's some kind of Boston thing, right? We know his past 2 years ago what happened with him against Boston. Is he just sticking it to Boston now? But if he is feeling this and LeBron is willing, yeah, Chris makes a good point. The Warriors have really good perimeter defense. It's not going to be this easy. But Chris, tell me, do you think the Cavs can still be pretty effective? Or do you think the three-point shot's going to go away? I want you guys to tell me, again, this is cleveland.com. We're doing these YouTube videos live. We did them after Game 1 and Game 2. We want you to go to cleveland.com, read Chris Fedor and Joe Varden, but I'm going to sit in my basement and talk to you about the Cavs while we have little breaks here. Do you think it can keep up? Chris, you said, yeah, the Warriors have a better perimeter defense. We know that. But when you have as many shooters, when you have Kevin Love hot, when you've added Kyle Korver in the middle of this season, when you have J.R. Smith, when you have Kyrie, and you have LeBron creating all of that, don't you think that continues to some extent? Or do the Warriors say, we can guard LeBron one-on-one more effectively than anybody else can, whether it's with Draymond Green or Andre Iguodala or Sean Livingston or someone else? We think we can guard LeBron. No one's going to stop him, right? But we think we can slow him, and we're not going to leave the shooters, and that three-point shooting's not going to be like this. Is that what you think's going to happen? 66-50 at halftime. Boston, 7 of 18 on three-pointers. They can't stop LeBron, JP. I see that. Boston, 7 of 18 on three-pointers. The Cavs, 14 of 22 on three-pointers, right? I don't know. I don't know if this is going to completely go away. They'll definitely give them some trouble if Love can keep hitting those threes. Chris Naylor, I see you saying that. Yeah, right? I mean, Kevin Love changes this. So, and it's not really, it's about having the defenders to cover the shooters, but it's about how you can guard LeBron to keep, right, all those other shooters from getting open. So I appreciate you guys. Bring the comments. Bring that now. Bring the comments. Bring the questions. We're going to talk Cavs a little bit here. I'm trying to do a little bit here on the computer as we talk. Did you think the Cavs could be this kind of three-point shooting team? We know we saw it much better this regular season, but did you think that was going to continue? I thought there would be a time when maybe it would go away, but I don't think you can think that anymore. Why would you think it's going to go away? I think nobody thinks that the Warriors' three-point shooting is going to go away. If Durant wasn't on Golden State, the Cavs would sweep the finals, says She Hate Me. And then Art Music Life says Warriors win 4-1. Sherman makes a good point here about you put Kevin Love at center, it's going to be some matchup problems, right? It's all about matchups. It's all about matchups. We see that. But I think you have to like the way these matchups might go. Now, we're not going to pretend that the Warriors aren't better with Durant. We know they are. But I think we are seeing that the Cavs offensively, their defense is better, and the offense continues to be something that I wonder how you stop them, right? The firepower was set up to reach this point right now. It's beautiful. Marcus makes a good point. Madden Mobile is back from the other day. Marcus makes a good point. This has come together, right? This is what it has all been building to, and you don't always see this, right? But I think there has to be an appreciation for a team peaking at the right time. And this offensive execution. Listen, I love when you guys. One person says the Cavs are going to win, the next person comes right back with the Warriors are going to win. Who has the better offense right now? We still think overall. We think overall the Warriors are a better defensive team. Answer me this. Who's the better offensive team right now? The Cavs or the Warriors? Right? I mean, the Cavs make a case, but Madden Mobile saying Cavs, Cavs, Cavs. LeBron creates more things than anybody on the court for either team. Right? We know what Steph's going to do. Maybe the Warriors still have more options, but the Cavs have the greatest creator. The Warriors have multiple guys, but do they have anybody who's going to make everything else open up for the offense the way LeBron does? We know what Draymond Green does, right? But Art Music Food Life is saying the Warrior defense will be the difference. And that's the thing, right? Can the Cavs do it against a defense like that? So answer me this as well. Put your comments and the questions here in the comments here at YouTube. How much of what we've seen from the Cavs, and you must give both teams credit. Got to give the Warriors credit and the Cavs credit, right? Everyone in the Bay Area says well, Warriors sweep, says Mark Green, who lives in the Bay Area. That's good information for people in Cleveland. That people in the Bay Area say sweep. You have to give the Cavs and Warriors credit, right? But I don't know. This is not a sweep, right? Nobody thinks it's a sweep. But do we think that Indiana, Toronto, and Boston, how non-competitive have they been? Is any part of this not a charade by the Cavs, but is it just that their offense is so great because nobody can deal with them, right? We saw Indiana give them some trouble early. Toronto lost Kyle Lowry and got demoralized. Clearly, Boston is demoralized here. Randy checking in. I think it'll go 7, right? You're worried about the threes because you live and you die by the sword. That's my whole point, Randy, but they haven't died yet. When are they going to die? That's the thing. I've been waiting for them to die all year. And by the way, I see everybody checking in. All the Kevin Love trade articles, all the ideas that Kevin Love was the piece you had to move for the Cavs to match Golden State, right? If Kevin Love is doing this, let me double check. 17 minutes in the first half for Kevin Love, 22 points, 7 of 10 from three-point range. If he's doing that, nobody else in the league at his size does that way. So you thought, do you trade Kevin Love for Carmelo or something, right? Do you try to make a deal there to change what this team is about? And the answer is no, you didn't make a deal. And you don't think you make a deal. Anyone want to trade Kevin Love right now? Feel free to comment. We can get the who wants to trade Kevin Love people now, right, to comment on that. Nobody thinks that. Connor just says, Kevin Love, exclamation point. Nobody wants to trade Kevin Love, right? Will She Hate Me says, will JR or LeBron guard Durant most of the game? That's the one thing the Cavs have defensively, right, is you can put LeBron on anybody. So you know that Ty Lue's going to mix and match that as need be, right? But if somebody gets going, you know you can put LeBron on Steph for a little bit. You can put LeBron on Durant. You can put LeBron on Draymond. And the two things that I've been waiting for all season and what made me a little concerned for the playoffs, and again, you're watching cleveland.com here, YouTube. Subscribe to our Cavs YouTube channel, right? We have all kinds of good Cavs videos in there. If you want to see LeBron and Ty Lue and JR and Kevin Love and Kyrie talking about this team on a regular basis, subscribe to the cleveland.com Cavaliers channel. The things I've been waiting for all year are LeBron to wear down so many minutes. Even with the full, I think 8 full games off in the regular season, I still thought it was too many minutes. Worried about LeBron wearing down, and worried about the three-point shooting eventually going away. Because as someone said earlier, you live by it, you die by it. But nobody says that about Steph. Nobody says you live and die by it. You just know that Steph Curry is going to kill you with a three-point shot when he gets hot and if he's open at all. Even if he's not open. If he gets hot, he's going to kill you. Is that the point that the Cavs are at? Right? Art, Music, Food, Life. He will never get tired. Right? LeBron has not gotten tired. He's only gotten better. So can Cleveland win against the Warriors, right? Who thinks they can't? Who thinks that the finals are going 7? Who thinks the finals are going 7? All the games will be close and it won't be about numbers. Whoever wants it more will get it, says Elijah Carson. Who says it's going 7? I'm going 7. Who wants it to go 7? Everybody wants it to go 7. Connor says Cavs in 6. Dag says LeBron has 4 more MVP level years left. How fascinating is that? We don't need to think about 7, 7, 7, 6. We don't need to think about the future with LeBron. Just like I said, I don't want to compare him. I only think about the past with Michael Jordan. But I think this has been an eye-opening experience. Mark in the Bay Area wants to sweep for the Cavs. Maybe. Mark is that guy in the jersey commercial walking around in the Cavs jersey in the Bay Area, getting the dirty looks from everybody, and then he gets in the bar and pops his Cavs jersey, right? That's Mark. LeBron is not going anywhere, right? I mean, not that we thought that, but the idea of 14 years, age 32, him playing at this level, you can see how they can manage this for many, many years to come, that this doesn't have to go away, that they can manage him in the regular season even more to get this kind of regular season where the Cavs are good enough, and then this kind of postseason where they turn it on and LeBron is at his best. To see a 32-year-old who was 10th in the league in total minutes, led the league in minutes per game, playing at this level, looking so fresh. These sweeps are obviously a huge part of that. No team probably has ever wanted sweeps more than the Cavs right now, with having a guy like that they lean on so much. But he looks so fresh, right? All right. LeBron is getting better. JP says LeBron is he is getting better. It's hard to imagine. But do you think Kevin Love can keep doing this? Kyrie, Doug DeLillo, my guy, he's there checking in. Nice to see Kyrie getting locked in a little bit. That's a big thing too, right? Let's look at Kyrie. 19 minutes so far tonight. 5 of 6 from the field. 4 of 4 from three-point range. 3 of 3 from the line. 6 assists, 2 turnovers. 17 points for Kyrie. The idea of playing your best at the most important moment. I mean, it's amazing to watch this team that, that Kevin Love, if he can keep this up, think about what Kyrie has done, and if LeBron stays this fresh. I don't know. Who's better, KD or LeBron? Madden Mobile. Does anyone think... Let's talk about this too, right? Someone mentioned this the other night when we did this for Game 2. Do you think that they should vote for the MVP after the playoffs? Because now everybody's second-guessing that LeBron, and we all know LeBron's the best player, but he's not going to be the MVP. He's not in the top 3. So what's the answer to that? What is the answer to that? Should we have waited and voted at the end? Or is it okay that LeBron may lead this team to a second consecutive title and James Harden or Russell Westbrook's going to be the MVP? Because as you begin to rest LeBron maybe even more, and again, we're talking about huge minute load, but still took 8 games off. Mark making a point, Cleveland's bench is way better. And we do see that the Warriors hurt their bench a little bit and moving the pieces to get Kevin Durant. Create another award for the best player. It's hard, Dag, right? I mean, it's hard. I don't know what to do. There's that V in there. He's the best player, and he's also the most valuable. But he didn't have the best stats, didn't have the most consistent overtime. I mean, again, we can't forget this was a team that was a 500 team in calendar year 2017 in the regular season. So, I don't know. This is an interesting point Marcus G is bringing up. Kevin is at an all-new level with his confidence. He's thinking about shoot, shoot, shoot. Yep. I mean, Kevin Love, finally, does Kevin Love look confident? And I thought it was a great analogy that our guys wrote that people were talking about now. You want the Minnesota Kevin Love. And this is the guy. Kevin Love was as dominant statistically as any guy in the game with what he could do rebounding and scoring and shooting threes in Minnesota. And now, finally, at this point in year 3, in the playoffs of year 3, are we at peak Kevin Love, comfortable in his role? I mean, it's not like Kevin Love has not been a go-to scorer before, right? So if he's feeling this, it's not like he can't be this. This is what you thought he would be. It just maybe took him long to be this comfortable, right? JP, Kevin Love, go step up. He's proven everybody wrong. But the factor for the Warriors is, right, what's Kevin Durant going to be like in his moment here? What's he going to be like in his moment? Where he's surrounded by talent, first finals with the Warriors, this is why he came. Is Kevin Durant going to do something when we haven't seen Durant as a Warrior against the Cavs in this setting? 2 regular season games isn't going to tell you that. JP says Kevin Durant's going to choke. I don't think he's going to choke. I don't know that this is This is not a choke series, I don't think. This is if you're waiting or thinking that that's how you're going to win is because somebody else chokes. Sherman's predicting Kevin Love averaging 20 points in the finals. Then I think you're making the wrong prediction. I think you're going to have to outplay somebody. That's not great analysis. It's two great teams. They're both going to play great. You can't wait on someone to choke. Sherman, my prediction, Kevin Love averaged 20 in the finals, at least 20. LeBron 25, Kyrie 20. And the Royals will have trouble guarding the big three, right? You know, that could be. That could be. So listen, we're going to try to keep doing these things. Again, it's 66:50 at halftime. I know you guys are watching. We're trying to jump in, do a little bit of this. We want you to read cleveland.com. We want to have you guys have a place where you can go. Okay. Who is the player, Eddie? Sorry I missed your question before. Who is that player to knock Green down after he takes a cheap shot at LeBron? Okay. Take nominees. Who is the Cav who, if Draymond Green does something, we see a repeat like last year, who's the guy who takes care of that? I think I have my nominee. I don't know that there is any doubt about who that nominee is. But the other thing is, you can't let yourself get locked into that, right? I mean, the whole thing about, no one's worried about Kelly Olynyk and getting revenge and that kind of thing. You just go beat him by 40, right? Is it not Tristan Thompson? Is it not Tristan Thompson that would take care of that now? I don't think that anybody would question that. It's not a toughness issue. The Cavs don't have a problem with that. Sherman Jones, Tristan Thompson would be that guy, right? So Dante Jones, what are you going to put Dante Jones in for 30 seconds to go cold cock Draymond Green? No, it's not going to work that way. Yes, exactly. It'd be Tristan Thompson. So, I don't think the Cavs are going to play that game, though. I don't think if these teams are trying to get whoever gets to 140 first wins, I don't think anyone's going to be too concerned about a groin punch a year ago or toughness and that kind of thing. Listen, Eddie, what if TT gets tossed out doing it? That's my concern. The 27th guy on the bench does it. So you got to do it in a way, all right, if you're going to get tossed out, then they'll both get tossed out, right? But it's not hockey. You don't send in the goon squad. You don't have the checking line come in and take care of somebody. So I don't think that's what it's about. I don't think that's what the Cavs can let it be about, and I don't think they will let it be about that. They're too good. They're too skilled. Both teams are too skilled for that. I think that was more of a... And in the end, what happens? So everyone's worried about what if Draymond Green takes a shot at LeBron? He took a shot at LeBron last year. He got suspended for a game, and it cost him the series. So, I don't know who won that battle, right? So, I don't think that's what it's going to be about. I think it's going to be about LeBron being a distributor. I think it's going to be about shooters making shots, right? All of this, on some level, makes me feel like an old guy when I talk about this. But who's guarding Clay? Shamal. I don't know. I guess we could run run through the matchups, right? Who's guarding who? Right. Is it Kyrie on Clay and JR on Steph? And yeah, I mean, it's going to be five guys on five. There's no break. You're not going to hide anybody. You're not going to hide anybody on defense. LeBron will have to average at least 30 out of the gate. I think there's a way that LeBron doesn't have to average 30 and for them to be really successful, and that's if he's getting guys wide open shots, the way we've seen that. And then if they're taking that away, then he does have to average 30. It depends on how they play him. Kevin Love has got to outplay Draymond. When we get to this point when we have nothing else to talk about with the Spurs and Celtics and we're only talking about this, when we sit down and play the matchup game and we play the chess game on who's going to guard who and the matchups and this is going to be a big thing. This is players play, right? Players are going to determine this. But I am curious to see what happens with Steve Kerr and the unbelievable irony of that if Mike Brown is the guy on the sideline in this series for Golden State. We've talked about that with Chris Fedor, and he was talking about that he thought Steve Kerr made some terrible moves last year in the finals. So maybe it's not that big a deal in the sideline coaching of that game, that Steve Kerr has established what Golden State's about and the way they're going to play and that kind of thing, and he can give them halftime speeches, but maybe Mike Brown is fine doing it on the sideline. I don't know. If the Cavs, someone I saw ask, what would I say if the Cavs sweep? How could you? What would it say, Sherman? How would you react if the Cavs sweep the finals? Sweep? I mean, if either of these teams sweep, I mean, I think they would make a case as one of the most dominant. It's if somebody sweeps, if they both get to the finals at 12-0, and it looks like certainly that's what we're headed for, and then one of them goes 16-0, I think you make a case as the most dominant playoff performance in league history, right? A perfect postseason, and that maybe the first 3 series were a little bit easy, but certainly the last one you are up against an all-time great team, and you found a way to do it. I'm not calling for a sweep. We voted. We said 6 or 7, right? Nick, okay, we got a Jordan question in at the end. We'll let you guys get back to the second half. Nick says LeBron is better than Jordan. Again, we have plenty of time to talk about that. You can't say the answer is a straight no. The answer is no longer, no, he's not. The answer is at the very, very least, and I don't think the answer is yes, he is. The answer is let's talk about it, right? So it's not just about rings, but obviously for LeBron to be playing at this level, for the Cavs to be in this position right now, it is about rings right now for them. So listen, subscribe to the Cavs channel on cleveland.com on YouTube, right? Subscribe to the Cavaliers YouTube channel. We also have a separate Browns YouTube channel, and then we have another cleveland.com YouTube channel for everything else. Indians, Ohio State, all the news stuff. But if you want all the Cavs stuff for the entire postseason, interviews, all the interviews with LeBron at shoot-around, Kyrie at shoot-around, Ty Lue before and after games, that kind of thing, you got to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll try to keep doing this stuff. I appreciate you guys making it happen. If you guys didn't have comments and questions, I would just be a sad old man sitting in my basement talking to myself, and instead I'm a sad old man sitting in my basement talking to some fun strangers. So thanks for joining us. Go read the stories after the game. Joe Varden, Chris Fedor, Bud Shaw, everybody except me from cleveland.com is at this game. Go read their stories after the game. We'll keep doing this. Thanks, guys. The call comes down to Katie. Oh, man, I almost said a bad word. Some of you guys put bad words in the comments and try to trick me. All right, thanks for doing this. It's been fun. We'll talk to you soon, and I think we'll see you in the finals. Bye.